What's up, guys? We got a banger video guys today because today we're breaking down the Season 1 Reloaded patch notes, and let's get into it. So first off, starting off, we got the new event, Warzone Cup, a limited time event, where basically we're playing Rocket League on Call of Duty. On top of that, general modes and stuff like that, we got the XP tokens menu has been changed to display how much time is left on your XP tokens in the lobby screen. So we finally, and I mean finally, got a timer for XP tokens. So now we're going to figure out how long we have instead of using your phones to do your own timers. On top of that, XP tokens can now be equipped on the pause menu. XP tokens can no longer be accidentally activated during double XP events, so there's no more stacking at all. You cannot stack on a double XP event, so you can't get those 4 times effective levels. Players who join the game in progress will no longer get a loss if their team loses the match. Attachments now have a function. Attachments now have a tuning icon in them in preview, indicating which ones can be tuned and which ones cannot. Finishing moves now count towards the 30 kills in third-person daily challenge and special ops. Sticker book challenges and the after-action report screen now say calling card challenge instead. Operator bios are no longer cut off part of the way through. Acquiring a new blueprint will now display a pulsing dot next to the associated weapon in the gunsmith. So nice little indicators when you actually get new blueprints and stuff like that, because you never knew when you were getting a blueprint, so you'd have to go look for the gun and stuff like that. Players will no longer see a black screen on some platforms when trying to purchase the COD points. I got a couple of those, like trying to buy COD points, it just full black screen and you had to restart the game. Various issues with weapon and attachment unlocks progression have been addressed, including stat displays. So no more locked attachments, even though you got like all the guns maxed out. I've got a couple silencers, couple sights that are still locked. So we'll probably have to level up one more level and we'll get that. On the social side of things, they're broken UI. They merged the Hub and Friends tab together, switched the smaller player card widgets for friends, added support for batch and Polk sending of friend requests, fixed various bugs impacting the join and invite party features, and transition to grid view when scrolling in the friends list. So basically, they just compacted their UI and made it so much smaller and so much better for us to navigate through. On the showcases, camera positions on operators have been adjusted for better positioning with the UI, adjustments in filter and sort, fixed the player browser, fixed an issue with calling cards, fixed an issue where players weren't properly sorting by progression, hides the empty attachment nodes on the weapon inspection, channels, adjusted member list states, muted talking connected, adjust text messaging, states in-game channel to be more clear and who they were sent to. Players in member list will now be divided by team in lobbies. Oh, that'd be nice. Fixed an issue where lobby players were still able to be heard when connected to a custom channel. Added the ability to text chat with group members. That'd be nice. And then they added groups. Find and create communities with these new social features. Check out the most recent COD blog for more. Weapons. One of my favorite guns, the Honey Badger, is coming in. Also known as the Chimera, with an integrated suppressors and slow, high-energy subsonic 300 blackout rounds. The Chimera is an adept at close quarters combat. Subsonic ammo hides the skulls when from the enemy team. Unlockable via weapon challenge or store bundle. The weapon challenge, and provided by Warzone stats tracker over here. You need to get 2 kills in a match with an AR. Leave the match. Repeat this 15 times. Super, super easy unlockable thing to do. unlike our M13B, where we had to go in DMZ mode and go fight the chemist to try to get stuff. Another thing is weapon adjustments. Now, they didn't do a lot of nerfing. They didn't do a lot of buffing. They just kind of played with a lot of things. So, in general, the Akimbo P890s, X12 Basilisk, and GSs have received damage reduction against armored opponents. Fixed an issue causing shotguns to inconsistently display the broken armor hit marker. So basically, they reduced some damage for the dual Akimbos on all pistols and fixed the shotgun little one-shots. So you can no longer one-shot anybody in Warzone with a shotgun. Thank God, because that was broken. On the assault rifle side, and yes, the Cast-Off 74U is an assault rifle, I'm sorry to say, but small reduction to close damage, 3 hits to kill requires at least 1 chest hit. M13B blocking underbarrel launcher and shotgun on the 7-inch Bruin BM20 barrel. On the Cast-Off 545, we got more buffs. We're increasing muzzle velocity, small decrease to the hip spread, increased close damage, and increased the chest damage multiplier. So basically, the 545 is no longer trash because this thing was trash. On the submachine gun side, we got the MX9 getting a movement speed increase, ADS speed increase, and sprint to fire speed increase on the 32-round mag. For the Bell, they're reducing the hip spread, increased movement speed, and increased far damage. On handguns like the Basilisk, blocking Basilisk compensators and flash starters on the F-Tac arrow barrel, adding muzzle attachment usage on the F-Tac arrow barrel, lock shot, SA leveler, Cronin Dark. On the 50GS, it's going to be reduced hip spread. Can't even talk right now. I'm so excited for this update. Increased 1 headshot range, increased damage range, increased neck and upper shoulder allocation damage and multipliers, increased bullet velocity, increased damage range on the SA long shot and the SA Tyrant 50 barrel. So basically, the GS has gotten a buff, and we might see a multiplayer increase in using those weapons. On the shotguns can no longer kill fully armored players in one shot. The Expedite added a guard category, which you get a CF40 guard, a AZ40 shot guard, and an Azeroth T15 guard. On the melee, reduced movement speed for the Riot Shield, reduced melee damage to 3 hit kills, so you need 3 hits to kill somebody with a Riot Shield. Shield movement animation improvement. Longer switch time pulling out throwing knife when Riot Shield is equipped, so getting those fast throwing knife kills are no longer a thing with the Riot Shield. Launchers, the Joker missiles no longer land out of bounds when targeting a wall or the edge of the map. Improved thermal readability when aiming in. So they basically buffed the Joker multiplayer. Probably going to see a lot of that. On the vehicles, there's a lot of vehicle balancing adjustments. Reduced collision damage taken by the heavy chopper, especially from landing. Increased health and damage resistance of the UTV. Increased falling damage to the ATV and UTV. Added custom turret rotation speed for the APC, light tank, and heavy tank. Increased damage done by AI to both LTV versions. Reduced distance that boats can be piloted when completely out of the water. Adjusted vehicle exits to limit chances of not being able to exit on steep slopes. Players will no longer get the out-of-bounds countdown when taking a vehicle from the enemy restricted area in ground war and driving it out of the zone. Fix an issue where the player would continue to see the countdown if they hit into a vehicle just outside the zone. Other friendly player visibility. So they definitely had a big issue where if you had a friendly in front of you, it would not show the enemy's nameplate. And you guys would just get double killed. But the friendly nameplates disappear when an enemy is in the direct path of the ally, just to get rid of some of that messiness, to prevent mistaking enemies for allies, and you shoot your allies and kill them in the hardcore modes. In Tier 1 mode, this change only applies to allies behind Geo. Allies in the line of sight will always show nameplate to prevent friendly fire. Kill streaks. Players that have been killed in one life modes with revive capabilities such as knockout will no longer be marked as an active player when using a cruise missile, chopper gunner, or gunship. Care package fixed an issue that allowed players to spawn on a position where a care package is occupying, resulting in an immediate death. Yeah, that's never fun. The MGB fixed an issue that prevented players from calling out the MGB while swimming underwater. The Juggernaut should now correctly switch between their minigun and pistol when entering and exiting water. Explosive weapons that stick to the Juggernaut, such as Simtex, drill turrets, etc., should now inflict more damage against it. Good. Fixed an issue where Juggernaut sometimes died to a single throwing knife in Tier 1. The SAE fixed an issue that prevented explosions from doing damage to neutral and enemies occupied vehicles. On the sentry gun, fixed an exploit that allowed sentry guns to be placed under the map in certain locations. That was always very brutal and very just ridiculous as it is. Man, there's a lot of patch notes in this one, but man, I'm excited for it. My voice is already hurting. On the field upgrades, the only thing that's got messed with was portable radars, and which now can stick to vehicles. On equipment, now this is for the DMZ mode, radiation blocker now prevents the use of the equipment when performing a number of different actions, such as slotting and armor. This should resolve a few issues where players no longer had their weapons and could not interact with items. That was a very brutal, very just couldn't do anything. Even if you downed and got picked up, you still wouldn't get it, or your UI would disappear. So a lot of bug fixes in this, which is really good. Thermite grenades. Thermites will no longer persist on a player that was stuck, then died, respawning again. So I had this happen a couple times where I got stuck with a thermite, died, came back, died again because the thermite was still going off on my stuck body, respawned. On attachments, tuning. More beneficial tuning value magnitudes have been increased. Some harmful tuning value magnitudes have been decreased. So we're going to see a lot more tuning aspects of things and a lot less bad tuning, more good tuning, which will be good. And we're about to see some no recoil guns, honestly, probably more than likely. On the optics, thermal optics increase the range of all optics. Thermal target indication range. Enemy heat signatures fade when they're killed. Directional Prom 90. Improved quality thermal image for improved target acquisition. X10 Angel. Fixed rangefinder to fit the lens of the GS50. SZ Hollow Term. Increased contrast on the optic thermal rendering for improved target acquisition. Added thermal target feature. Thermo Optic X9, increased contrast and optic thermal rendering for improved target acquisition. And of course, bug fixes. Fix an issue causing the game the client to freeze upon unlocking Sector A15 on the Battle Pass. Fix an issue causing the reward previews to not appear as intended while navigating the Battle Pass. Fixed audio cutting off when skidding. Fixed attacking with fist, causing players to lean out of vehicle. And the audio fixed Dolby Atmos data issues where some sounds were not panning to ceiling speakers. Audio occultation remains disabled in multiplayer as we investigate continually issues impacting some players. And of course, our December 14 playlist, which are going to be solos, no assimilation, duos. Basically, if you lose your partner, you get to offer another solo to join your team. Quads, we got assimilation, so we got you can ask people to join your team on there too. Mini Royale, what I'm excited for to try out, we got Mini Royale trios, and then Warzone Cup trios, of course. So just mayhem with ATVs. DMZ is still going to be trios, a simulated setting up to 6 players per squad. For regular updates about the playlist and other scheduled events, check out the dedicated Warzone Trello board. Map. General improvements to lighting shadows across several major points of interest on El Mazrah. Thank God. DMZ, there's a new building, Building 21. Mysterious new keys have arrived in El Mazrah, but where do they lead? Limited intel on access to the biological laboratory known as Building 21 will take players outside of Al Mazrah into hyper dangerous new area of DMZ. So we get a new area. outside of Mazrah, which is gonna be pretty cool. I really hope we get more players in this rather than AI and just kill each other getting our weapons. Gameplay, battle royale adjustments, stronghold, black site AI. So there has been a big thing where AI are better than players, and I mean it. I really mean it. Increase the number of active strongholds to 5 from up to 3. Cool. We get more things to do during that beginning mid game. AI combatants damage per bullet reduced by 26%. Number of units per site reduced to 50%. There was a lot of bots on some of the things. Further reductions based on squad sizes. AI combatant reinforcements. Double time between waves. Number of units per wave reduced by 30%. And black site AR combatants now have additional armor. So going from the strongholds to the big black site that you can unlock to get advanced UAV and stuff like that. The AI combatants will have additional armor. Rewards an upgraded version of the stronghold UAV will. Sorry, guys, I just woke up. Rewards an upgraded version of the stronghold UAV, which will sweep twice as far and about 30% faster. DMZ adjustments, cash values, general changes to valuable items, changes to cash rewards for contracts, container spawn rates increases. They've increased self revives, gas masks, fill upgrades, and first aid kits. That really did need to happen. Same for the increased plate carriers, backpacks, and fill upgrades, and weapon stashes. Decreased electronic components and computer towers, toothpaste and medical cabinets, and the number of items found in the black market. Plea for help. Eliminated players are now able to request help from the enemy players, resulting in them joining the enemy squad as a new member. XP tokens can now be activated in the main lobby menu. Random perks, successfully extracting multiple times in a row will provide players with random perks for the next infill. So that could be a game changer, getting random perks for exiting and exfilling DMZ mode. Medium and large backpacks. These now allow for a third weapon slot. Thought we already had a third weapon slot for the medium. Faction med improvements to descriptions for better clarity. Equipment. Players with 3 armor plates on an outer radius of an explosion will survive but receive critical damage. That really did need to happen. The bomb drones were a little too overpowered, getting it down for outside of the radius. Radiation blocker for the DMZ now prevents the use of equipment when performing a number of different actions, such as slotting and armor plates. Perks. Default loadouts have been updated. Quality of life changes. Out of bounds time allowed outside of the playable area has been increased to 10 seconds. Player revive alert. The sound will play alert to alert nearby players when a player has been revived. Really needed that. Ammunition. When players drop a weapon, the respective ammunition will also drop on the ground. Moving forward, this ammunition will be automatically looted, and it should other players with a partial stack of the same amount walk over it. Ground loot. We've made improvements to ground loot priority so that interacting with desired items is easier. Buy stations. Items purchased via buy station will spawn spread out rather than stacked for easier interaction. Thank God, because their looting system is trash. Gulag elimination alert. This is a really good one because I would have a lot of times just straight up don't even know my partner is eliminated. A sound will play to notify the squad when a member in the gulag has been eliminated, an opponent or has been eliminated. UI UX. The combat record, although previously announced, Warzone 2 combat records will not be launching Season 1 Reloaded due to concerns about the accuracy of the data population. However, we continue to work on this feature in the implementation of the leaderboards. So basically, they're just going to hold it back till Season 2. That way, they just get a nice, clean combat record. Maybe work on their UI. Bug fixes. As you guys can see, there's a lot of bug fixes. And you guys can go see that on the Trello board. I don't think we're going to talk about all these bug fixes, but they fixed a a lot. If you guys want to be kept up to date on that stuff, check out the Trello board. It has a lot. They try to work on a lot of times, so you guys got to be patient with them if something happens. And I mean, there is a lot. So there's still known issues, and of course, for a list for live issues, please check our dedicated Trello board. Good luck and be good to each other. Yeehaw. Other than that, guys, that is the breakdown of Season 1 Reloaded. I hope you guys have fun. I hope you guys slay out.